Yo, what's up with it, everybody? It's your boy, Rep Master, checking in with you on this beautiful Friday evening. It is now, that's right. And I'm back on the camera again. Like I said, I'm back on the camera again, man, for real. So I know I told you guys that I wanted to come with a little bit of nutrition information, but at the moment, I don't have it. You know what I mean? I got a comment from a subscriber of mine, and I just want to say big ups to my subscriber and all of my subscribers that I currently have, man. I love and appreciate all your support. It will never be taken for granted, and I will try to be as productive as possible because, like I said, I do this out of passion, man, for real. So with that said, man, I want to say big ups to my man, Mr. Pedro Diaz. You know what I mean? He's one of my subscribers and a true warrior to heart, man. You know, we converse pretty much, and he asked me a thorough question that kind of like created a topic. So actually, I can give credit to Mr. Pedro Diaz for giving me more material to upload. All right. So with that said, man, I had a tutorial that I did yesterday in regards of a circuit, okay? And the circuit, I entitled that regimen "No Triceps Allowed," okay? So if you go to my video, check out my video called "No Triceps Allowed." It's a circuit about maybe 10 minutes and some change of a tutorial, but very informative and a great way that you can put some intensity on your chest and your shoulders without using any tricep exertion. All right, that's all I'm gonna tell you because I need you to really check out that video and let me know what's up. And speaking on videos, I'm new to this YouTube thing, so if you guys are checking me out on your cell phone or whatever, and some of you guys might laugh at me and be like, "Hey, I already know that," but it's all good though. I just got to put it out there. I'm letting you know, man. At the moment, I got about 77 videos total. So if you check me out, you know what I'm saying, go to my videos and you can get a whole strand of everything from my music to my motivational speeches, general topics. Like I said, my page is all about positivity and uplifting, from every angle. So it's just, like I said, the majority fitness, but like I said, I got some elevating music, I got some deep messages in there, and also some nutritional information as well, to keep us conscious and on our toes and keeping us up to par with immunity, especially with this pandemic going on, or pandemic, or whatever you want to call it, all right? So it's best to take care of yourself inside out, no doubt, because sickness starts from inside, okay? No doubt. It doesn't start from outside in. Sickness starts from inside, okay? So we have to take care of ourselves internally, no doubt about it. So with that said, man, like I said, getting used to the camera shit, don't want to be all over the place. I hit record and just speak from the heart, man. But like I said, man, I was truly honored to have a conversation with my man, Mr. Pedro Diaz. And like I said, you check out my channel, you will see a list of those videos. I got tons of material because even as a new YouTuber, I believe in staying productive. I mean, hard work is in my blood. It's my nature. It's just what I love to do. I obviously had more downtime due to this pandemic. And so, hey, I'm here just letting it all out, you know what I'm saying? And just exercising my passion to you guys. And I hope you appreciate it. But anyway, check this stuff out, man. But if you check out that video in particular called "No Triceps Allowed," it was about 3 days ago or 2 days ago or whatnot. Very good tutorial. And this is where I look in the comment section and my man's Mr. Diaz asked me specifically, do I train or do arms on one day only? And the answer to that question, absolutely, for real. Arms is one of my favorites, man, especially biceps in particular. So I do have isolated days where I do arm training, and I will bring that to camera. You got my word with that, you know what I'm saying? So, right now I've just been kind of like refocusing on coming up with new regimens and things like that. So actually I can share that with you guys. I'm doing and going to be doing more tutorials at the moment because, like I said, I'm getting my body transformation on. And don't get me wrong, I love going live, but it's just a certain mental concentration that I have when I'm in my own solitude. And plus I can tune into my music while in the process of doing it. So it's not that I'm disregarding the live workouts or whatever the case may be. It's that I actually come up with regimens and I put my body through these regimens, you know what I'm saying? And then I want to see the outcome and see how it works and how effective it is. And then I share it with you guys, you know what I mean? So, but like I said, productivity is what I'm all about. So at least whatever I have to offer, with tutorials, to help you enhance and put a little spark in your regiments or whatever the case may be, that's what I'm going to do. All right. So I got you with that. So the answer to your question, Mr. Diaz, absolutely. I do train arms only, and I will be bringing a workout for you and everybody else, just focusing on buys and tries and things like that. All right. And also, He asked me a very important question. I was super excited, man. I had to bring this because, like I said, man, I try to be as authentic as possible. And and like I said, I'm new to this whole digital world thing, man. So, I just figured like, hey, if I would have typed that out, it'd probably be like a whole half a book or something in the comment section. So, hey, that's what's up, man. This is the topic. So Mr. Diaz asked me, how did I gain the structure that I have, basically, with the physique that I have? Well, first and foremost, I want to say big ups to the diet. And I can let you guys know I am 39 years old. I'll be 40 years old in June. Okay. And of course, in 2021, June 25th, that is, or whatnot. So I'll be 40 years old. So, things change as you get older. So one thing I want to pay a big compliment to, as far as like, my body transformation and where I currently stand, is my diet. All right. So for those who don't know, I've been plant-based for the last 7 months, pretty much at the beginning of the pandemic or whatnot. And it's been working pretty good. It was a lot of transitions that I had to go through, but that's a whole nother topic. I'm actually going to speak on my veganism and my and the things that I went through, prior to or whatnot, before I switched to plant-based or whatnot. But the diet is first and foremost, because I don't know how I look or appear on camera to you guys or whatnot. I don't consider myself to be a bodybuilder or nothing like that, but I am currently 170 pounds, and believe it or not, in 2015 I weighed 260 pounds. All right. No doubt about it. You know what I mean? There's evidence on my Facebook page, for real. So, with that said or whatnot, the diet is very critical. Now, I was working out when I was much heavier, but my diet was all over the place. Matter of fact, I had no regards. I just ate the fuel, and pretty much to get to fuel for my everyday life duties or whatever the case may be, and support training. So I really didn't regard anything that I was taking in to the T. I just took it in as I went along, and long as it was something to give me energy, support, or whatever the case may be, it was all good. So I was eating processed foods, drinking Monster energy drinks, Rippets, smoking cigarettes and shit like that, man. Believe it or not, yes, I used to smoke squares, and I've been close to about 7 years clean of that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, no more tobacco, man, for real. And I feel great and felt great throughout the years, no doubt about it. So, at that time frame, like I said, I've always had a great work ethic. You know what I'm saying? I was doing 1,000 push-ups, 1,500 push-ups, sometimes 2,000 push-ups a day. You know what I'm saying? When I was weighing that much, but it showed in the physique, but along with, a lot of body fat, you know what I mean? You get my drift or whatnot, because I wasn't taking care of myself internally, all right? So when you ask about my physique, Mr. Diaz, I just got to give credibility to the diet first and foremost, you know what I'm saying, currently, of how I look now, and then in conjunction with the training regimen. Now, Mr. Diaz asks, pretty much, do I alternate days with just high reps? And do I have days with high weight and low reps? Okay, so I do get that, you know what I mean? But believe it or not, guys, currently and pretty much probably permanently, no, I don't lift big weights, you know what I mean? Or what's considered heavy weights. And there's no disrespect or disregard towards powerlifting or cats that want to lift for hypertrophy. As a matter of fact, it's highly respected, you know what I mean? So I regard it as a specific style of training. When I say I don't lift heavy weights, okay, I'm not trying to put myself in comparison or make it as if one style of training is more superior to the next. Nah, everything is superior. This style works for me. This style works for my age, and it definitely works for my lower back. I lift heavy throughout my pretty much years of training, you know what I mean? Like, I've been training for 24 years roughly. I started this at 15 years of age or whatnot, of course with calisthenics, and then eventually evolved into weightlifting and got into the books and stuff like that and became a certified personal trainer, you know what I mean? So, I love this stuff, you know what I mean? So, throughout the years, yes, I used to lift heavy. I used to play basketball. I used to have about a 370 max on the bench, you know what I mean? So, I've done my great share of heavy lifting, heavy curls, heavy upright rows, heavy shoulder presses, you know what I mean? So, I get it. When you're training for sports specific reasons and you need to go heavy, it's well respected. And yes, I agree with it. But I'm a family man. Mobility is what I focus on, you know what I mean, and longevity. So I don't have a specific reason to train heavy at all. So the mass that I do have, if you guys want to consider that, or tone, muscular tone or whatnot, man, is actually from light weights, you know what I mean? So Mr. Diaz, at the current time, no, I don't lift heavy weights. I utilize light weights to maintain the physique that I have, okay? Now here's the twist to it. If you noticed in most of my live workouts, I usually have what I call the IOU set principle, okay? And the IOU set principle pretty much is broken down into high repetitions and setting pretty much a very high standard. This is, like I said, this is my style of training. For instance, I like to break my muscles down with light weights, and I like to use the time and tension principle, or whatever you want to call it, and keep the resting periods very short, if you get me, because pretty much what I've learned is that, it's all about the intensity. And the way that I look at it is like, hey, IOU sets, the reason why I train like that is because I get a conjunction of muscular tone, and muscular hypertrophy and endurance, of course, from the short breaks. So it's pretty much cardio involved in there as well. So like I said, with me having lower back problems, unfortunately, I can't do certain movements, especially burpees. As much as I love burpees at the current time, it's just not conducive for my lower back, and especially going through the chiropractic adjustments or whatnot, you know what I mean? So I had to formulate a way to keep my intensity up to par, you know what I mean? So the way that I train is pretty much the IOU set principle in all sessions, okay? So if you think about it, my main objective when I touch floor in that dungeon, or even with calisthenics, the whole point is to lift the entire time, you know what I mean? So of course, you guys know the heavier the weight, the more recovery time is required, okay? And I can even break it down. Powerlifting ranges between 1 to 6 reps. Muscle hypertrophy, when you're trying to bulk, ranges from 8 to 12 reps. Muscular endurance, anything beyond 12, ranging from 15 to 20. Okay, so I broke it down to you like that. All right. So what I like to do is incorporate, like I said, I like to have mobility, strength, and I also like to have great, somewhat of mass anyhow, because I do have to regard the fact that genetically I can only get so big, and especially been on a plant-based diet. So I can accept that, you know what I mean? But my IOU set principle gives me the best of all worlds, you know what I mean? So yes, I'm a firm believer that you can get big with light weights and machines. For instance, if you guys don't know, check out my man's Dexter the Blade Jackson. Phenomenal bodybuilder, you know what I mean? Currently in his 50s and still competing. This brother is marvelous, man. Tight physique. You got to check him out. Dexter the Blade Jackson. And he holds the same principle, you know what I mean? It's all about reserving the ligaments, the bones, and your joints, you know what I mean? So it's not sometimes worth it to overexert with heavy weight, depending on what your status is, you know what I mean? Or whatever it is that you're doing, from the athletic standpoint. If it's sport-specific training, by any means, I respect it. Go all out, lift heavy. It's more required. But for aesthetics, you know what I'm saying, and everyday living, no, you don't necessarily have to lift heavyweight. You know what I mean? You can actually have a good physique and build mass with lightweight. And Dexter the Blade Jackson will give you his rundown on it. So let me get back to mine. But basically what I was saying is that, the IOU set principle is pretty much what keeps me on point. So for instance, if I'm able to set an unrealistic number, like for instance, if I use 40-pound dumbbells, realistically, I know I won't be able to do 100 reps straight through. You know what I mean? I'm just, maybe some people can, I don't know. But for me, no. So what that does is that I'm going to purposely set my rep count for 100 reps. So what this will do, it'll force me into smaller breaks. Okay, that's the main thing. Smaller breaks and less reps, but with more control with a lighter weight. You get me? So now I'm able to have more control as I exert, because I have a lighter weight technically, but because I'm using the less breaks to keep tension on the muscle and to keep a heavy load and to shock my nervous system. Okay, that 40 pounds eventually is going to have a heavy feel, but I'm going to have control over it. Okay, because if I continue to, exert, okay, I may start out and do 30 reps straight. Okay, so what I like to do is the IOU principle is I keep my resting periods at a minimum of 10 seconds, you know what I'm saying? And a maximum of 5 seconds. So if I get to 30, I'm resting 5 seconds and then I'm going right back into that pump until I'm able to get to 100 reps. And quite naturally, you know, if you guys even tried it, if you haven't, try it out. You know what I mean? This is just one example. Do 100 reps with a light weight. You know what I mean? I don't know what that weight capacity may be. Adapt it to your fitness level. But for me, 40s is good enough. And I want you to do as many reps as possible and aim for 100, okay? You're not going to get there more than likely, but that's okay. And what you do is you break down the resting periods between 10 to 5 seconds and you keep going. And you'll notice that, okay, as each lift and as each time you exert, the reps will get lower, 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 lower. You follow me? You know what I'm saying? So therefore, okay, the nervous system is picking it up as if you're lifting a heavy weight. So technically you can incorporate a little bit of muscle hypertrophy into these type of training regimens, or should I say my style of training that I like to utilize now, you know what I'm saying, with weights or whatnot. And if you think about it, think about the guys, I don't know if you guys keep up with some of the East Coast Kings over there, and big ups to those guys, but I do follow cats like Brawley Gaines and those guys, the calisthenic kings from the East Coast or whatnot, Rip Wright, Bam Bam, you know, I can't, well, you know, just it's a whole crew of those guys, man, but big ups to them, man. But if you look at their physiques, they're not built up like bodybuilders, but if you look at the aesthetics and the mass that they have, and this is just off pure calisthenics, it's quite evident that the IOU set principle works, because these guys will, same thing, they'll set a high number. I mean, like 100 reps of pull-ups, okay? Now, realistically, you're not going to do 100 reps all the way through, but it's the same thing. They apply the same principle. They keep going until they get to that number. So it's like they'll sometimes literally be doing sets of 1 and 2. So now we're talking about more or less like the powerlifting category, you know what I mean? But still obtaining mass, you know what I mean, through calisthenics. So sometimes, yes, you can enlarge the muscles even without weight. It's just the fact that if you break your body down into the IOU principle, whether you're lifting your own body weight or even light weights, you know what I'm saying, make it heavy. And the way to do that is to break down the resting periods and apply that IOU principle to your workouts or whatnot, you know what I mean? So like I said, I hope I'm being explanatory enough or whatnot. I don't write nothing down. I hit record and I go for it, and I try to be as informative as possible. I'm at 16 minutes, you know what I mean? So hopefully you guys will watch this video to its entirety or whatnot, you know what I mean? But yes, at the current time, Mr. Diaz, you know, I do utilize nothing but light weights for my regimens, man. I don't train heavy. Give or take, every blue moon, I might get down and do some muscle hypertrophy with arm curls with my 35s and 40s. But technically, that's only because the back is just going through adjustments, because normally I'm able to get at least 15 reps to 20 reps with my 35s and my 40s as well. You know what I mean? But at the current time, I can't lie, when I went off camera, I did do a little bit of work with my 35s, very concentrated and isolated. I did sets of 8, but I did 10 sets of 8, which is the total, which is the volume, you know. So high volume, that's 80 reps, you know what I mean? But I was real concentrated. And sometimes I wasn't in a few sets, I didn't even get to 8. Even if I did 5 at a time, I put it down and I just focused on strict form and not putting any pressure on the lower back. So yeah, I got a little bit of hypertrophy training in yesterday with those 35s until I'm able to get, you know, more stability with my lower back where I can rep them out like I normally do. But for what it's worth, it's all good. It forced me more into a deep concentrated curl. So I don't care about the weight. Aesthetics is all about form and deep concentration, all right? And volume, okay? Volume is very important. And for you guys that don't know, volume is the total amount of repetitions throughout your whole workout. High volume will contribute to aesthetics as well, all right? So with that said, man, once again, I want to say big ups to my man, Mr. Pedro Diaz, man. I thank you. I appreciate you, man. You allowed me to bring some more content to the table based off the question that you asked, man. So, yo, I just got to keep it real. I truly appreciate that. So I hope this 18 minutes so far where I'm currently at was well worth it. And I hope I was explanatory and clear enough to you guys out there. You know what I'm saying? But if not, it's all good. Please hit me up in the comment section with your questions, comments, and concerns, and I can be more thorough with you guys. It's to the best of my ability. Like I said, I just hit record and go for it, man. So with that said, man, like, subscribe, comment, hit me up with your positivity, because every time I hit record, that's damn sure what I aim to do for you guys out there, all right? So with that said, man, we got a weekend coming up. Please enjoy it in full bliss. Keep God first, and everything is guaranteed to be all right. Kick the shit out of negativity and make nothing but room for positivity. No doubt about it. For real. Much love, much peace, much soulness. Rep Master out of here. Peace.